Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds. We're going to get into what's pretty commonly called a queen castle. Basically, it's just a deep box with divisions in it. We had 3 divisions in it, raised a bunch of queens out of it. We left the last batch in there. There was 2 out of 3. But now, I mean, look at the problem we're having over here. It's only the beginning of September, fall flow starting, and there's just bees hanging on out just because they're full. And we definitely could have some big swarms let go at this time of the year. A lot of colonies around here need either brood pulled out of them or they need to be put in a bigger box. So we're going to see what we've got in there and see what needs to be done, because if the weather continues, we get some good sunny days, they're going to plug up and swarm, is my guess. Alright, so as you can see with these boxes, at one point, well, there's 2 entrances here, 2 entrances on this side, and 2 entrances on this side. Right now, we're not using the center entrance really. We're just using the side entrances. We have a divider right in the middle. A lot of people have asked about these. They're really nice for this kind of system because the weight of the lid pushes on that divider or dividers in here. You can see where there was 2 at one point. Now there's just 1 in the middle. And that makes it to where the bees can't go from side to side, and more importantly, the queens can't get from side to side. Oh, a small hive beetle sitting. Whoa, there was a bunch over there. Yeah, bunch in here. I'd say between both sides we're looking at 75 to 100. There was a lot. I got to see a lot more than you guys did. And there's 2 less right there. Alright, so whenever you're inspecting colonies like this, and both of these look fantastic, this one obviously is huge and must come out or something. You know, we don't want one queen to run over from one side to the other. That would be bad. So you can get yourself like a piece of wood or something if necessary and just weight this down, or a hive tool, or a comb. We'll talk about these combs later. Wow, this nuke looks great. But it started out as just a mating nuke in spring with a frame of brood and a shake or so of bees, and we've harvested several queens out of it, and you know, we just got to the point in the year where mostly done raising queens. So this is the outer frame right here, and there's a little bit of brood, not much. Mostly foodstuffs. So I'm going to take this, place it over here. And I'm just planning on go ahead and taking them out of here because they're going to need it. We got plenty of brooding time left. Alright, so we've just got some brood down in there. We've got some nectar down in here, which is I haven't been feeding them at all. So that's coming in from probably the goldenrod that's starting to bloom. They get backfilled a little bit, they're out of here. See if we can find the queen. I'm seeing tons of milky larvae on this side. You know, so I'd say about total so far we've got at least half of a solid frame of brood. This one though, oh my, yeah. This one's got quite a bit more brood. Lots of capped brood. It's heavy. These frames have a lot of honey weight in the top, and you know, yeah, there's just nectar all down in here. Capped brood. The queen has no room to lay. Hardly at all. Definitely not on this frame. There's tons of bees on the walls over here. Alright. Yeah. Look at that though. Look at that nectar in between those capped frames of brood. This hive is not very far from swarming at all. They're going to be out of here in a week or 2. No question. And you know, just capped brood and capped honey up here, definitely a sign. Probably should have pulled these out last week, but you know, just get busy. You don't get to it on time, they say adios. Ah, there she is. Man, look at all those bees down in there. And you see how those bees are moving really erratically? They're chasing after small hive beetles. They're harassing them. They're beating their butts. And that is the most important thing you can have when it comes to small hive beetles, is a big population of healthy bees, and they just enforce their will on those small hive beetles. And as long as they have, you know, enough bees to protect everything, then you're fine. It's still good to kill them though, just to help your bees out a little bit. Let's see if we can find that queen again. Ah, there she is. She's a Carney queen. She's a little bit thinner than I think she was last time, and that's probably because she's running out of room to lay. This is just covered in different ages of brood. See some young bees right here. That one probably just came out within an hour. And she's over here just desperately waiting for these bees to come out of the cells so she can find a spot to lay. So we're going to give her some caps, not some caps, some drawn comb. Yeah, just full of brood over here. If it doesn't have honey in it or pollen, it has an egg in it pretty much. So wow, it's a really good looking hive. Drawn comb is such an asset. You know, just start you know, throwing all these in there and have my frame feeder. I would still give them just a tiny bit of feed. They don't need much. I would probably go ahead and give them a quart of 1-to-1. That's really not going to put on much weight at all. It doesn't even have to be 1-to-1. It could be slightly thinner. Just something that helps them de-stress from the move. Then on top of that, it's really going to help with them cleaning out those old combs. When food's coming in, it just, especially nectar, it really promotes hygienic behavior. Alright, now the trick is, you know, all these bees right here and all these bees out here, I mean, they need to go in with that hive. Wow, they're going to be a packed single for sure. Let's check into this one over here and see what we have. Oh, there's those beetles again. It's amazing. One down. Alright. You know, it's pretty tight in here with 10 frames. When I had the dividers here and one over here, I had 3 in each compartment. Worked really good. I really like the system. But I feel like one of the biggest mistakes new beekeepers make, and even just beekeepers in general, is not giving enough of a population to your mating nukes, to your nukes. Bee coverage is so important. Yeah, this one's smaller, but still there's brood on this outer frame. So I don't know how much smaller. There's just nothing but food on this side. There's all kinds of larvae down in here. But look at all this food stuff over in here, and the other side's just covered. They're bringing that in. That's excellent. This year is shaping up to be a really good fall flow. You know, it's last year was terrible, but we just had dry weather, and it impacts everything. The weather is so important. It can make or break the bees. And your honey flow. Wow, the brood in this one looks even better. So look at all this larvae down in here, just glistening, healthy larvae. Great young queen. She is going to totally fill up a single as well. We just got to get them out of here. We got to get them room. And the thing of it is, as the fall flow kicks into gear, looky over here. They got a queen cup over here. Doesn't look like a big deal, but check this out. That's royal jelly, and they had a larvae down in there. Sometimes you'll see a deposit of nectar down in there. Sometimes they're just in a hurry to drop it off. But that definitely was a royal jelly. Now these are our queens. We grafted ourselves. We know where they're coming from. We know what they can do. Keeping an eye out for more queen cells and queen cups. That looks good. There's no reason really to go through the rest of it. Everything's exactly the way you want to see it. They're not starving, obviously. The brood just looks excellent. I'm just kind of looking for cups. Capped brood on this far frame over here. Yeah, they both need space and how. Eggs, eggs, eggs. It's exactly what you want to see. They look great. Great queens, dead mites, and good nutrition. That's the formula, folks. And you can do it yourself. Many of you watched the video that I shared on my Facebook page of that 12-year-old girl grafting queens, and you know, just a handful of queens, especially if you're only running 3, 5, 10 hives. Once you master it, I'm not saying it's going to be easy the first couple times. Our videos are there to help it make it quicker for you, that learning curve and transition. But at the same time, it's just like riding a bicycle. You can get a pro to tell you how to ride a bicycle, but he's not the one on the bicycle, is he? So you got to get those motor skills and stuff like that. But if a 12-year-old can raise the queens that she did, oh, there's the queen right there. Interesting how different she looks from her sister, and they came from the same breeder queen. But that's fine with me. I really don't care about coloration at all. No desire. As long as I'm seeing brood patterns like this, healthy bees like this, what more can you want? The bees are gentle. They're not perfect. There's no such thing as the perfect bee. But they're definitely a lot better than other things that I've fooled with. Especially swarms that I've caught. Scoot, scoot, scoot. But yeah, both of these are going to swarm out of here if we just leave them alone. If we just try to leave them in this, I mean, they look perfect. But if we leave them like this, trying to go into winter, I promise you, both of these are going to swarm out of here. And instead of having 2 awesome colonies come out of next season and ready to kick butt and take names, these things might be dead going into winter because they swarmed out. And there's a high chance that what's left in here is not going to work out. And there's a good chance the swarm's not going to work out either. And that's not bad genetics. That's just bees feeling the stimuli of swarming because there's a lot of nutrition coming in and they've run out of space. Sometimes in the wild, a bad cavity space can really kill a colony. Anyways, we can talk about that more in another video. Really happy with this setup right here. We're going to try to do more videos. They're not that hard to build. I've got a bunch of them. They're excellent. They're not perfect, but I think they work excellent. Anyways, if you have any comments or questions on what we've done here, leave them below. I'm going to go ahead and just stick this one in a box as well. I'm going to shake the bees out of here. I'm going to leave one of them in the location. It'll get all of the forager bees. I'm going to leave this one in the location because this hive is quite a bit larger, so it can take the hit a little bit better, I feel. Both of them are in great shape though. I'm going to take that one and move it over there somewhere in the square is what we call it. We'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.